immediate reaction is to be intimidated by someone like that, but I think when you understand that he's just being who he is, it's part of the job, you know what I mean? And if I start to refute things or give justifications, then I would not be able to live my life. It's just for the tabloids and it's the tabloid culture, and the more you give importance to it, it makes it more powerful.
Hi Pooja, thank you so much for joining us on the Quint.
Thank you.
Okay, so the film's just a few days from release. How are your nerves today as you sit here?
I'm excited, but I also have like butterflies in terms of I'm nervous, but it's good nervousness. But I just want people to see the film. You know, it's been a labor of love, so I'm just very excited for people to actually see it.
Yeah. Pooja, when you're a part of a film where you have someone like a Salman Khan helming it, in the trailer, of course, we've seen a lot of you. And that was, I think, a really pleasant surprise. You know, usually when you see films that's helmed by a big superstar, you're usually thinking that it's going to be more about him, even the trailer. I don't know what the film is like. But so when you're offered a film like this and you're opposite someone like a Salman Khan, did you have a little bit of, say, a hitch about doing it, thinking that the film might just be all in all about a superstar, not me?
I believe I'm a team player. I really think that it's about a film and not necessarily the size of your character. I mean, of course, that's a great thing too. But I just think that it's really important to understand what the film is about. When it is kisi ka bhai and kisi ki jaan, the jaan aspect of it is also so important in terms of like it's like love, and that element is really important. So I was really happy to be part of this film, and of course it's a Salman Sir film. At the end of the day, the reach is going to be amazing. People are going to go watch it, and to have such a good role in a film, and they've presented me really well. I mean, kudos to Salman Sir and team.
I'm sure like most of us, you also watched a lot of his films while growing up, right? So there is this certain sort of a fandom, if not like idolizing, but there is a certain sort of a fandom when you watch them on screen. And today playing an opposite, like a romantic lead opposite to him, was it difficult for you, or was it very easy for you to kind of navigate between the two?
He was really helpful during the filming. I think the very immediate reaction is to be intimidated by someone like that, but I think when you understand that he's just being who he is, he's being frank, he's being real, you understand that, you take that in, and it helps you perform better.
Right. Also being a part of an ensemble cast, it's not just about a superstar, but it has so many other people involved in it. I believe that as an actor, when you say yes to a project like this, it comes from a great sense of also security.
When you are a lover of cinema and film, you understand that every scene has a purpose, and we're trying to say something. So in one particular scene, you may be the hero of that scene, and that's okay. You understand that you are the supporting actor, and what your job is to pump that message out and pump the hero of the scene. And in some other scene it may be me who's the hero, right? So in different scenarios, it calls for different heroes of the scene. So you just have to understand that and let that shine, and it's a greater purpose, right? Then your film, your final product just is better.
If you could just move away a little bit from the films and the industry at large, being a public figure, being in the public gaze all the time, there are things written, there are things said. But as an actor, do you kind of feel a little, not irritated, but a little like, why? That's my personal life. Or the need to kind of stand up and refute them?
Sometimes I do. I feel that, but I pull back, because I think that the more energy goes where attention flows, or attention flows where energy goes. And I think the more energy you give something, the more attention that you're bringing there. So I think sometimes it's just like you just need to step back and be like, this is part of the job. It's not easy at all, but it's part of the job, you know what I mean? And if I start to refute things or give justifications, then I would not be able to live my life. So I just need to let them say what they are, or what they're saying, and until it is like really important that I clear it out, I don't find the need to actually come out and say something.
Yeah, because it occupying that kind of mind space also sounds very exhausting, I would think.
It's just for the tabloids and it's the tabloid culture, and the more you give importance to it, it makes it more powerful, and you don't want it to be that, right? And then sometimes I feel that there'd be probably 20 people who know about it, but then because I went out to clarify, there's like 200,000 people who know about it. So and it's not the truth, but it's what's selling.
And recently we've seen like a lot of actors stand up because they believe that the lines sometimes are getting very blurry, into what's private for an actor and a public figure to what's intrusive, right? Yeah. When do you think as an actor it's time for someone to take a stand on these things?
I think it's to each their own. If someone thinks that this is how I want to live my life, I'm very live and let live kind of a person. I'm just like, you see what works for you, but for me, this works or this doesn't. So I don't think there's like one particular, just because somebody else is speaking out about something doesn't mean that I feel the same way or I want to talk about it right now. I'm here to act, I'm an actor, I'm here to entertain, I'm an entertainer. I don't want to, that's not what I set out to do, So I set out to act, entertain, and that's what I concentrate on.
Coming back to this film, is there like an anecdote you could share with us from the sets of the film that kind of stayed with you even after you packed up?
I think it's just been great, whether it's Salman sir bringing all that food on set and, during lunch, or Ladakh. I remember it was so beautiful, but at the same time, it can be so overwhelming because of the lack of oxygen. And I remember that even a little bit of like, a little bit of energy, a few steps, you'd find yourself panting. And then, I thought I was fit until I went to Ladakh. I'm just like, this is another kind of level of fitness that's required. We'd walk a little bit of a hill, like you see a lot of these shots where, it's me from far, like drone shots, but I'm standing on some hilltop. And just to get there has been like, we've just like panted, then walked a little bit more. So it was interesting.
Before we go, one last question. Since there are so many actors in the film, was there a misconception about any of your co-stars that you had before you met them, but when you met them on sets, it totally changed?
I don't think I had any misconception.
Or you thought they were a certain way, but they actually weren't?
What was like different for me to see is probably Raghav, he said so himself, is that because he's such a good dancer, and then when you give him choreography, he just finds it very hard. He's very good with his steps, so it was so endearing to watch.
Thank you so much for talking to me, and good luck for the film.
Thank you.
Thank you.